everybody, I'm back again with another review. Well, with a review for Shadow the Hedgehog. On Shadow the Hedgehog Day, which is today, November 15th, everybody. We're going to be spoiling this story wide. And I am not going, well, I'm basically going to tell you what I think and give you my opinions. So, let's start out. Graphics. I give the graphics a 1 out of 2, not 50, and that doesn't mean in half. It just means 1 out of 2 points. That's why there's a lot of copy and paste stuff, but the game does look pretty good, and I love the CGI cutscenes. Music, I give it a 3 out of 3. The music is pretty cool. It's it's really cool music, and I like it. I like about every song except Almost Dead. I really don't like that one. Story, I'd give it 3 out of 5. And the story is a bit of a mess. But I like the last story, and I see how it's organized. The dark story is basically just doing the telling of an element. Well, each story has different elements that will help tie in to the last story. The dark story, it has the destruction of Central City and the president and gun commander at Gun HQ, as well as all that destructive stuff. The semi-hero has lost impact, as well as some implications in one of the endings of Eggman being on the comet. And I'll explain the Doom. Oh wait, I mean Semi-Dark has the Doom. That's what I meant. And the neutral story has Eggman's side of things, as well as the idea of Shadow thinking he might be an android. Semi-hero shows up with Team Chaotix and shows their side of the game. And I especially like those missions because Team Chaotix is just awesome. Remind me, they were my favorite team in Sonic Heroes. And I enjoy their color palette. Vector's funny. Find the computer room. Espio is fan favorite. Charmy is charming, and well, that's Team Chaotix. Because I know it's also Mighty the Armadillo from some old Sonic game, but I never knew that he existed until people started talking about him. So I don't know much about this guy. But always that. And the hero story basically just shows the Sonic team side of things, as well as Lost Impact. See, the Doom can tie into Lost Impact in one way. The Doom, it was when the gun soldiers come aboard the Ark to investigate, to duke out the experiments, per se. And then they discover Shadow. Oh, and in Lost Impact, well, you know the rest. That is what happens. And that's my theory on that. Next, the gameplay. The gameplay is quite enjoyable. I like how Shadow moves, considering I grew up with Sonic Hero. But I like how fast he goes. I enjoy the vehicles. And here and there, the punch and kick, the combos can be a bit useful. Well, but it's just a fun addition. And the guns are my favorite part. But now, the vehicles are good for getting around certain terrain, such as Lethal Highway, where there will be lava in the road. with a motorcycle, you can just go right through Central City. There's a bunch of toxic waste on the ground. Just grab maybe a truck and drive over it. The secret pathway in Hot Shelter, or secret lava path. Let's get on a hoverboard and just keep going down. The chemical place is reminiscent of Sonic Adventure 2. Ooh, about the same thing as the lava plant. Just except it's a lot more fun. And gameplay is 8 out of 10. And the guns are fun. I like collecting ammo and shooting everything. I'm not too, and the homing attack usually works, except that sometimes it can cause my death, which is not cool. I know. There's also the spin dash, the slide maneuver, are both very useful maneuvers. Whereas the slide maneuver helps me skip through that section on Airfleet where you have a fan pushing you back. Spin dash helps you with that too. Charge up, and you can just skip over that without having to grab those things up there. Some of Shadow's abilities, when used correctly, can actually skip some of the things that you'd think were actually more difficult. And I like his parkour kind of thing, his wall jumping, except I'm not too fond of doing it over bottomless pits, because sometimes it doesn't work correctly. Okay, so next, there's the voice acting. 1 out of 2, because they can actually have some really good lines. And in the last story, during a boss with Devil Doom, Eggman and Sonic's voices just touch your heart around the next when you're at the 10-minute mark. Okay, at least they make me feel emotional. Don't judge. The voice acting is okay except for Rouge, Tails, and especially Cream. Rouge is like a robot. Not because it's honestly the first time for... No, it's not the first time for the Sonic X actually. So Rouge, she has played Rouge on 4Kids. So I'm not making the exception. Tails, I used to like his voice, except I noticed that it's extremely annoying how much he tries to tell you to be careful. Well, yeah, that makes me be frustrated and annoyed, especially since his voice gives me bad flashbacks from Sonic X. His character was so weird back then. And Cream is just the worst. I was glad she only was never really there actually until expert mode where she calls you. It's just so annoying. Listen, Cream is probably my least favorite character in video game history. And I highly dislike him. And Cheese. Cheese calls in one of the levels, I'm like, make it stop, make it stop. And it's so annoying. But, like I said, the voice acting is okay, which is why it gets 1 point. Levels, 9 out of 10. All these levels are really good. Great replay value, they're tons of fun. And variety. And here's a tip for Lost Impact. The gun lift actually speeds up when you press A. So you can actually finish a level in less than 3 minutes, I think. If you do things right. Then these levels can be quite fun. 9 out of 10 because it's also a bit lazy. I mean, I enjoy destroying everything in my path. I enjoy playing these levels, the high-speed action, the nice platforming. But the thing is, I think it deserves 9 out of 10. And some of these levels, special, for one thing, can be difficult. Mad Matrix is one of them, because it's hard to complete the dark mission. The Doom is a terrible level. Well, and Lost Impact is actually kind of fun. And that's not all, I think. I don't know well, these levels tend to have a few problems. One problem is that sometimes you have to face the people who have your own allegiance, which is just dumb level design. Bosses, 6 out of 10. And 4 of those points are Devil Doom. I love that boss fight. I mean, it's epic, it's awesome. I think we need more bosses like this. Where you're just playing as one hero in a super form. And that hero is Shadow, and you can use Chaos Spear. It was a pretty fun, but also a bit difficult. I don't know, it's kind of difficult. But when you collect a lot of rings, it's not that difficult. But then there's this Black Doom himself, who I love to pwn with guns. And this Black Bull, who I also enjoy pwning. The Bulldog, I believe it was called. All this fun to destroy. And Diablon and Sonic are okay. They're not a horrible boss fight. They're an okay boss fight. It's pretty fun to do that one, but it's a bit. But I don't know, it's not as fun as Black Doom. But it's pretty fun. About the same. And I'm okay with Egg Breaker. When it's not shooting balls. It's actually a very difficult boss fight. And it's not a fun kind of difficult either. Or you don't have much reaction time, I think. He's fast and he's difficult. Egg Dealer is not fun at all. Well, as it's kind of fun, but I don't know. Oh, it's just not as exciting as the others. I mean, compared to all the other bosses, this one's kind of boring. But it's pretty fun. It's not a bit generic at times. Hit it 3 times, and that causes damage to itself, or gives you rings that you'll never actually use because you're too busy. I see no good side of this. Next, what's the last part? Replayability. There's tons of replayability. 9 out of 10, my friends. 9 out of 10. And I enjoy this game's replayability factor. Or you've seen me playing through these levels over again. And I adore playing through the last story. And it's easy to get A's, but also not too easy. As not all these levels are that easy. They're all adapted to their length and difficulty, but it's easy to get A's, but sometimes it isn't. And the easy ability of getting A's allows you to keep trying. So it's fun. And I don't necessarily get the keys. I enjoy getting the keys, actually. But I don't search for them because I just don't want to. I like collecting things in games and doing stuff, but I'm just not the type of guy. Hey, there's tons of replayability here. I mean, I considered, but then probably will, buy the PlayStation 2 and GameCube version. And then all the Japanese versions. A man can dream. A man can dream. And so, well, I really like this game. one of my favorite games of all time, and I have actually only got recently, so I have no nostalgia for it. I had actually played it when I was younger, but I had deemed it a demon game because of the swearing. I was a bit sensitive to that kind of stuff back in the day. And yes, I say back in the day a lot. Tomorrow, I will be reviewing Sonic Lost World, followed by Black Ops U on Monday, and Super Mario Bros. U, sort of, on Tuesday. And then I will go back to my regular broadcast and make sure to have enough videos for those I needed for a season, if you know what I mean. This is Caleb Magnuson, and happy Thanksgiving. Although that's not till later, so I'm just gonna wish you good night and happy Shadow the Hedgehog Day.